This is a discussion of what I would like for you to do in Essay 3. Just as you have done in the other essays, I'd like for it to be in MLA format, the student's name, my name, English 112, and your section, and the date that the essay is due. If you do a header, which would appear here in the over on the right hand margin, you should do that in a header. Do not type it in. I want all of your ideas to appear in red. This writer has an original title, and in the introduction, since I'm asking you to write a rebuttal, you have to begin with that essay that you have chosen. So you give an in-text citation to the writer and give a brief summary of what that writer has written about. That's going to be your springboard into the discussion. Notice that everywhere the writer has brought in Ernest Martinez, she has given credit. We have credit here, credit here, credit here, all the way through. And his ideas are in black. This is called in-text citation. Notice when the writer of our paper writes Martinez states, quote, then close quote, and then the page number goes in parentheses followed by punctuation. That's how you do an in-text citation. Or you can do it the way she does it in the second example. He explains that everyone at some point in their lives have disobeyed the law, only were never caught. Martinez. Now I'm assuming that this is on the same page, and since we have another quote from Martinez 61, she doesn't have to do the 61 here. But in the introduction, you have to begin with a summary because that is your launch pad into your rebuttal. Then we go down to her claim. The idea that ex-convicts should be equally offered employment opportunities without regards to their past history is not fair to society and poses significant risks. Alright, this is counterpoint. This is a rebuttal to Martinez because Martinez has said that they should be given an opportunity to get back into society. And our writer of this paper is disagreeing with that. That's what a rebuttal does. It gives a counter argument to the essay that you are discussing. I've also put some yellow highlights here to further assist you in knowing what to do in this paper. All right, so what do we do next? Then you have to devise some points so that you can offer a counterattack, a counter argument to the essay under discussion. And she does this. Notice that this entire paragraph that's on your screen now is in red. These are the writer's ideas. That's who is writing this paper. Also, notice that in every paper I've asked you to underline your claims, underline your topic sentences, and underline your major transitions. There's a reason for that. I want you to be able to identify your claim. I want you to be able to identify your topic sentences, and I want you to be able to identify your transitions. Transitions, and I have a list in course documents, help guide the reader through the paragraph and through the essay. Although is a transition, furthermore is a transition, finally is a transition, therefore is a transition. Notice just looking at those transitions, you can see how the writer guides you through the paragraph. Now this paragraph, of course, is a counter-argument to Martinez's essay, so that also further unifies the essay. One reason for not blindly offering ex-convicts employment is that they have not exhibited honest behavior and are therefore a higher risk to business. The writer is supporting her argument. Notice how she brings in other sources. Brimlow, 46. That's an in-text citation. Then the writer brings in her voice. Once again, you have excellent transitions. For example, of course, however, additionally. Transitions are the oil of good writing. Then the writer has brought in another source, Allender. According to Allender, I know exactly where the sources appear because the writer has given in-text references. You can see an excellent list of how to do this in the research chapter in your textbook, and I also have given examples and external links. The reason I have asked you to write a rebuttal, because in one way it's an easy paper to write, because the essay that you are discussing has actually given you an outline to follow for your rebuttal. You just have to think of a counterargument. We do this all the time. We see things on the news, we hear people discuss things, and we disagree with how they should be done, and we offer a counterargument to what they're doing. So all the way through, we have the essay. She is developing her ideas. She has her voice is clear. She's bringing in other sources. It is an excellent essay. I encourage you to read it on your own where you can pay more attention to it. I'm just giving you some highlights to consider. Then, finally, this is her concession. Martinez identifies a valid obstacle to prisoners who have served their time. Employment is, in fact, difficult to obtain upon release due to prison history. Now, notice how she brings us back to her point of view. This, however, is a narrow viewpoint, and then she counteracts even a positive point that she might see. And then we have the conclusion. One other thing I'd like to notice before I conclude this little video is notice her works cited page. This is in alphabetical order: Allender, Brimlow, Dinitz, Lamb, Martinez. Since I have asked you specifically to choose an essay from the textbook, there must be a reference to Perspectives on Argument. Alright, here's the author, Martinez Ernest, title, where it originally appeared, the date, page number, reprinted in Perspectives on Argument. This should be in italics. 6th edition, Nancy V. Wood, New Jersey, Pearson, 2009, 6061 print. Excellent. Everybody should have at least one of those entries and gives reference to the textbook. Anybody reading your essay will know where you read this essay. I only have, she has more than 4 sources. That's fine. I have no qualms with people doing more than is required, but everybody has to have at least 4 sources. The textbook plus 3 others. And this is how the works cited page should look. It's double-spaced, last name, first name, titles. She's done an excellent job with this. You simply have to look up how to do these entries. All right, that's a brief overview of how to do Essay 3. I'd like to encourage you to look at the example that I have placed in course documents and read this and study it, and everybody should do well in the essay. I hope that helps. If you have questions, please ask.